Okay, welcome to the Dream Dynasty team call tonight, ladies. I'm so excited to have you guys here. So we're going to jump right in with some announcements, and then we're going to jump right into talking about this whole VIP group thing. So first up, Joel Freeman's program that's coming out. Carl Deichler has a little bit more of a sneak peek over on his Instagram stories, so you guys can head over there and check that out. Next for announcements, only one other one, and it's just Autumn's new group. So who has heard about Autumn's new group that she's going to run? Okay, so if you sell a challenge pack between March 19th and March 23rd, you are going to gain access. You'll get an email to this group, okay? And if you sign up a coach, that coach is also going to get, like if a coach enrolls, they're also going to get an invite to this group, okay? So here's my thoughts, guys. A little bit of a marketing tip, one that I missed out on doing the first time around. Ashley Freeman, actually, she signed up as a discount coach just because she wanted in on Autumn's challenge group. And here she is today, jumping into coaching. So, a little bit of a marketing strategy, guys. We can go at our social media right now and talk about how if you join our, if you sign up as a coach or you join our next challenge group, you get access to be in an exclusive test group with Autumn. So just another marketing strategy there to use on your social media when you're advertising for your groups coming up. In our group tomorrow, I'm going to post picking the name for the next group because we want to start breadcrumbing in about our next group that's going to start in April. Whatever the dates are, it's like April, I think 16th is when we start workouts. So the week before that is when we start prep weeks. So that gives us a full month to break it up and make it easier, guys. If you're like, what the heck do I post about and stuff? You know, like if you just, you can, well, what I was going to say is the last 2 weeks, I usually focus on posting about coaching. That's my thing. Okay. And the first 2 weeks, I usually focus on posting about challenge groups and breadcrumbing that in. So if that helps you in planning your posts and what you should focus on, I did post in our team page. I'm running a sneak peek on Thursday. Take the link to the group and post it in the comments with your posts and just kind of spread the word and get it out there and invite people to come join and check it out. Anything else? Recognition. We've got some serious people that are jumping right into Instagram and Instagram stories. Carrie and Ashley are killing it over on Instagram as 2 brand new coaches, and Sydney with your Success Club 6. Congratulations, girl. I got to shout that out again. Okay, Heather, we're going to jump right into this. I didn't want to take up too much time doing any sort of announcements or recognition. We had talked collaboratively about a team VIP group before, like back in December, I want to say, and people kind of took it back to their challenge groups, and their challenge groups didn't really want to, you know, jump into a bigger group or anything like that. But as Heather and I were talking last week, I think it was, basically, people lose connections, right? We have that 30-day group and then we split everybody up and then they're like, wait a second, where did so-and-so go, or where did Heather go? I love seeing her truth bombs and stuff like that. So we were really talking about pulling everybody together and running one big VIP group. And basically the perks of it are, there's so many. I mean, it lessens the workload for all of us because if we all know that we're all checking in on it, we don't have to be in our groups 24/7. Same with posting. You don't have to be worrying about posting every single day. Basically, everybody's going to be assigned posts, and then we're also going to have people assigned. Heather came up with a brilliant idea about going live and various things like, what are you struggling with today? So, you know, tomorrow Christina might be assigned to go into the group and talk about what our biggest struggle is right now and all that sort of stuff. So Heather, I don't know if you want to kind of expand on that a little bit.
No. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. The biggest problem I'm noticing is that engagement is not happening. And when you know, like the connection between engagement and being successful is huge. So if they're not engaging, 9 times out of 10, they're not being successful and continuing the lifestyle or journey. And then ultimately that also shapes what I'm able to do too. Like I find for me, if it drags, it's something I don't want to do. It doesn't make me want to do my business, and it doesn't make me want to be a part of it. It doesn't motivate me. I'm first and foremost a challenger, so that's like the reason why I thought of this first. I've tried redoing my group probably 15 times, and nothing is motivating. Like nothing is working. So I was just talking to Michelle about that, and we were just saying, like, brainstorming some ideas. But mainly my main ideas came from when I watched Jatana Jackson go live. Like I said before, she's not someone I don't really follow a lot of coaches anymore just because I just find myself, I sway that way too much. But she's one I do just because I find her motivating in life, period. And she was actually happened to talk about that one night about how she runs her VIP group. And she had said they keep it motivating. It's only active members. And she talked about how they all take turns. It lessens the workload. Stuff like it just sounded a lot more appealing and a lot more motivating than what's going on right now. Like right now it's like pulling teeth to try to get people to post constantly. And it's, for me, first and foremost, I'm a challenger, and I just don't think that's, and if I'm feeling that way, then imagine how everyone else is feeling in that group, right? But I feel like there's a good group of people. Like there's a good part, even in like the group Let's Get Obsessed, like there's a lot of people in that group that are really motivating. But one of the other things I was basing it off of is I'm having a lot of feedback from people saying, oh, I think so-and-so is relatable and now they're not in the group anymore. Or I think so-and-so, like everyone's different, right? And so that's like, I think really important to consider. I think that when we break up the 30-day groups, a lot of people are like, okay, like I really liked Riley's posts, or, hey, I really liked Christina's posts, or like, I really liked her check-ins because they were on it, like whatever. And I think we break it up. And I know I've talked to my girls in my group about making a big one as a group, like back in December. And they were like, well, we don't want a big group. But I'm like, you know what? I'm at the point now where it's like, well, I don't want to be pulling teeth to get you to respond. So, so I don't know. So anyway, like there's different perks, but the way Jatana had set it up, which I found really interesting and appealing, was that she had enough coaches that you only did it once a month. You had one day once a month where you did a daily post, and then you went live about something that's relatable and real, and not something we would cover in the 30-day group. It'd be something like continuation. So like, okay, what happens after 30 days when junk food cravings kick in? What happens in 30 days when you literally don't have time and you're like running thin all week because you have too much homework, or you have too much on your plate at work, or too much with kids? What do you do? How do you find balance? Just keeping it relatable, because we talk about some of that stuff in 30 days, but we really focus on doing X, Y, and Z, which I thought was appealing. Like, I don't know, I think that's relatable for me as a person too. So anyway, I don't know. We had just talked about that, and I think the live concept that Jatana talked about, going live every day, is something interesting too. Not even for a long time. She'd even said if you didn't know what to go live, you just literally go live for 5 seconds when you're doing your workout and be like, does anyone else struggle with this workout or this move? Like, I look goofy. Any suggestions? Like, that's what she said to her girls. She's like, you have to go live every day because the face-to-face contact is what gets you your results, right? So anyway, that was just something to consider. But I am fully aware of the concept that it might be too big. I don't know. It's like a toss-up. It's like a catch-22. I don't know. But anyway, that's what we had discussed in detail. I think for the most part, when I posted it in the group, most people sounded on board. I think mainly because it alleviates a lot of work for a lot of people, right? And then you can focus on the important stuff, like inviting and coaching sneak peeks and really connecting with people properly, right? But yeah, anyway.
I totally agree with that, Heather. Because you're not spending the time in your groups, right? Going in and commenting, and you can just spend the time doing what you need to do. And I love the idea of focusing on one day. I didn't see Jatana's live that day with all that stuff, but we would have enough people that you might be responsible for maybe 2 days a month. But I like the idea of doing a daily post and then doing the live video, and you're responsible for that. Just to be real and relatable. Yeah. How does everybody feel about that? Like, everybody on board with this? Yeah, I think so. I think that everybody's kind of straight across the board. Sorry, Heather, were you going to say something there? Did I cut you off?
Well, no. I was just thinking, like, how do I approach this, right? Because for me, like, I know you guys are the same way. You have 2 different types of people in your groups. One are active people and one are inactive people. Do you make the group so big that you include the inactive people too, and just make it big and overwhelming? Or do we just, do a post in our individual groups and say, listen, this is what's happening? looking for who's still active and who's wanting motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how to approach that. I don't know how to go from A to B. So if anyone has any suggestions, I think we could talk that out real quick too.
I would do that, like post in the group and say, this is what's going to happen. This is what we're doing. To me, guys, like for me personally, this community and like the sisterhood that we have, like as a team and then as the challenge groups, like I have never been so on fire about my business or about my own personal journey since we've started running our groups together in January. Like it has just been a game changer for me. And so I want everybody else to experience that too, right? So you can go live in your groups and just present it like that and say like, listen, we've experienced this and we want you guys to have it too. So if you're down and you're ready to jump in on your journey, this is what we're going to be offering. This is what you're going to see. Comment below. And then basically from there, we can either start a brand new group, and that's just our VIP group going forward. And whether we announce people as they join or whatever, we can work that out too. But yeah, right now we just need to figure out who's down for joining and weed out the people that are inactive. Because I know a lot of people in the Let's Get Obsessed group are inactive too. So I would love to go in and weed those people out too.
Just one point too that I had talked to my girls real quick about. A lot of them are really honest and vulnerable and really share things in my group. And they're like, well, like I'm worried in a bigger group that would be scarier. And I was like, well, there's like 20 people or 25 people that are inactive in this group that are lurking you.
Yeah.
And they're not even doing any. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's a fair return. You're putting yourself out there and being vulnerable, and this person just gets to watch and judge you and has nothing in return. And they don't offer a comment. They don't, like, that makes you feel like crap. So that's the other part that I don't really like. I think that's I don't know. I'll have to approach it that way, I guess, with my girls because.
Yeah, I agree. And like Heather and I talked about prizes too. So anybody coming on the Success Club trip, which I think is Heather and Shauna, little sneak peek, Heather, I told Heather the other day, you guys are getting gifts. But part of it is I had made some shaker decals that say like #goals. And then there's some other ones. I want to keep those ones a surprise. But anyways, I can get them made really cheap. A friend of mine just opened a business and she's doing them super cheap. So like things like that are like next to nothing to send, but are super, like people love to win stuff, right? And so being in the VIP group, I mean, we have our challenge group that we run and we do like a $20 prize for one of our challengers. And then we have this group that we run and we could do the same thing. I mean, it's $3.50 for the decal, which is next to nothing, but send it with like a little card in the mail and, you know, they're satisfied. But Heather had some great ideas when she watched Jatana's video about like was it a 1 day of giveaways?
Yeah, there was 1 day of giveaways she did. So basically when things would die down, she'd pick up the momentum and she had a rhythm figured out. So every month, like I said, everyone had a day that they would post, or every day per month they would post. But she also had something where it was kind of like a rhythm that we follow in terms of coaching. You know, at the beginning of the month you do this, at the end of the month you do this. So then people know what to expect. And so it kind of keeps their momentum going at the same level too. I'm like lagging a little bit weird. Okay. At the beginning of the month, she suggested doing like a starting 1 day giveaway. And then towards the end of the month, it would be like a week-long group thing where you contribute to a group goal. Like one of was like, okay, like whatever group could get the most minutes of exercise. So on top of your workouts, walking, just like basically living the lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Just simple stuff like that. But she said it just really brings an engagement because all of a sudden when people get competitive, it's like legit, like I don't know, it makes things good. But then I know just in our 30-day groups, when it's like all of us in the group, all of a sudden that group becomes super active because we make it happen. Versus when you're in your separate groups, it's just you and it's freaking hard.
It is. And like at the beginning of the year when we decided to this, I was so excited. And then I went live in my group thinking they would be excited. And they're like, oh, well, I don't know. I think that'll be too big. But I'm like, hey, there's 70 of you in here and 6 of you posting. I don't know.
I know, and then you're pulling teeth trying to come up with content for it, right? Whereas like it's nice to have everybody's different, you know, bringing in everybody's ideas and stuff, right? And different post ideas and stuff. Like you can just wing it, do your own thing, you know what I mean? You're not having to create content every single day. So I love the idea. I love it, love it. So when do you guys want to put this in motion? Like the sooner the better kind of thing?
I think the sooner the better, but I do think it's going to require some planning like we do for our group. It's going to require the notes.
Yeah, absolutely. What are we doing for dates here? Like, do you want to do it for like an April fresh start sort of thing? How do you guys feel about that? I know that like in Let's Get Obsessed, I know maybe in your VIP groups too, do you have people finishing phase 3? Like if we wait till the end of phase 3, that's not till the middle of April, but they could finish out phase 3 together in the new group.
I think April 1st is a wonderful fresh start.
Okay.
Although that's kind of Easter, so it's like, but whatever. They'll keep you accountable over the holidays.
Yeah.
That's true.
No chocolate bunnies for me. Damn it.
It's those damn mini eggs. I got to
Yes.
in the house.
No, Jamie has a huge bag of mini eggs right now. Like huge Costco size. Two of them. Like who needs that?
I know, they'd be in my belly. I cannot Jax is not allowed to go to my parents' house like for the next 2 weeks because she'll send mini eggs home. She sends junk home with them all the time. I just need to leave it there. Okay, awesome. Okay, so planning wise, so I can open up the group for this and then we'll just throw some, like, what do you think name wise? Like something VIP group. Like, what do you think? Any ideas?
Do we just call it like Dynasty VIP or do we put VIP in the title? What do we do?
Like, what do we do?
Like, we will create a different group than Let's Get Obsessed, correct? Or are we going to do it the same?
Yeah. We can create a new group. Brand new. This is brand new. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to delete my group. I'm all about this.
It'll lead up.
Who posted that? Who said that they deleted themselves out of their group? Who said that?
Dear Sexton. She's like, I love my own group.
Oh my god. She's like, I deleted myself out of my own group. That was her response to my live.
Oh, that's good.
She kills me. Oh, Sarah, I love you. She'll listen to the replay. Okay.
Oh, I was like, is she here?
I know. No, she'll listen to the replay and then she'll message me and probably like some of the message. Oh, Sarah, I love your messages. The messages she sends me are just, they crack me up. Oh my God. Okay. So April 1st, fresh start. I'll open the group up. Everybody's responsible for going live in their own VIP groups, letting them know what's going on. I'll add you guys all to the group. And actually, you guys can request to join it because I know I'll miss somebody. I'll post it in the team page. You guys request to join it. I'll make you admin as we go. And then basically we'll just create a master, kind of like we did with this challenge. We'll just create a master document that'll be in the file section of the Dynasty group. And you will go in and pick a day. And that day is you're responsible for, maybe 2 days. I'll look at the numbers. And that day you are responsible for the post and the live video, and it can be about whatever you want. And then we'll come up with some ideas for getting prizes out there, like figuring out that sort of stuff. I don't feel like we have to figure that out right now, but we can kind of hash that out in the group or whatever. If anybody has any epic ideas, don't hold back on this, okay? We're all considered equal here, so definitely jump in whether you're a newer coach or a seasoned coach. Your ideas are just as well appreciated, okay? Does anyone?
When should we tell our groups?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Done.
Yesterday.
Then Friday. Peace out.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yep. It's going to be fun. You just feel the energy of everybody's VIP group. When you talk about the 30-day challenge, everybody's excited.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that Jatiana said too that I didn't mention. Things start naturally happening when people have more exposure, right? Like me posting a picture with my Energize is like just me posting it versus you guys all posting it plus me. All of a sudden I've got someone saying, hey, can I get that? Right? It just naturally happens. Or
And
people
you said about
who've been on the teeter totter with 80 Day, it's like, oh, all of a sudden I want to buy that equipment because I'm watching 4 other people do it in the group.
yeah. And you said about the coaching too, Heather, was that like if you're in your own group and you're posting about coaching, it feels a little bit awkward, right? Whereas if it's like I'm posting about like seeing you guys this weekend and your challengers see it, right? It's like that, those jabs. And Heather, we talked about something about jabbing and right hook.
What Tina had was a jab, right hook situation. So every month she would equate that in. So like once a week you do a jab, and then usually like mid-month or end of month you do a right hook and just say, hey guys, like this is what we're doing. This is the sneak peek, join us. And but the jabs would be like once a week, someone whose job would be to post would be like, oh my goodness, got together with Shauna and Michelle when we were on our trip and we worked out together. This is the best part of coaching, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have to be super like crazy. It's just literally opportunity. Or like it would be you posting a picture of everyone you worked out with the next morning and you're like, I don't know how to do this without them. Man, if I didn't have like just simple stuff like that, nothing icky, just 100% realism. That she had talked about. So basically you're exposing them over and over and over again. So it's like, dude, you're on this VIP group, and if you've been sitting in this group for a year, like you should be coaching. Like, why not?
Yeah. Love it. I like that idea too. So maybe on the master list, I'll include like when to do some
the template that she had was like a day of the month. Okay. It was white and it was all like every day, kind of like the way you had it for our marketing plan. And then she would do pink days would be the coaching jab. So the person responsible for that pink day would take the coaching jab.
Okay. I'm writing this down.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, and then she would do blue for like the whole week. This is like our focus, like coaching, right hook. Like, oh, this group's going on. We're doing this. You should, or then whatever.
Okay. Beauty. If I post it and you're like, Michelle, what the fuck is this? Then you can take it over. Awesome. Does anybody have any other questions about this or any other things that you want to toss in?
I just wanted to say, like, I like this idea because my VIP group is, like, dead. Like, it's pretty much like me. Hey, guys. But I do think that, like, if we're going to do this, like, it's an ongoing group, and so it's going to take, like, planning monthly, basically, to make sure. And I just think, like, everyone who wants to put their challengers in the group and, like, be a coach in the group, just, like, I don't want to sound, like, mean, but, like, you have to, like, be accountable for the fact that you're going to be a coach in this group. And if you're, like, dedicating yourself to be a coach in this group and, like, coaching my challengers, then, like, you have to go live on the days you're supposed to go live and post on the days you're supposed to post. And if you're thinking I'm not gonna, then, like, find somebody to do it. Like, just because, like, I don't want my challengers to be like, well, now I'm not seeing the posts because you were posting every day and now I'm not seeing it because somebody, like, just, I don't know. I'm not saying people will do that. I'm just saying, like, you really have to say, like, I'm going to be a coach and I'm going to act like a coach in the group. Because, like Heather said, like, I agree. Like, I find when I'm being, like, a challenger, I do better in my business too, because it just, like, motivates me. But, like, we all have to be, like, coaches in the group. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just think, like, just, like, dedicate yourself to it and do it. Like, if it's going to be 1 or 2 days a month, that's, like, super doable.
Yeah.
So
I completely agree. Because the last thing we want is everybody to wake up and be like, oh my God, who was supposed to post today? Because there's no post.
And, like, we do have people who, like, who are coaches who kind of fall off
and,
like, kind of come and go. But, like, which is fine. But, like, if it's going to be a VIP group and then you have challengers in it from before, even if you didn't get new challengers in it that month, like, you still have to there are months that I don't have new challengers to add to a VIP group. Like, some months if I don't sell, which, like, that's not happening. But if it did happen, like, you still have to, like, you know, you still have to just, like, be a coach of that group too. I don't know.
And I think
that's my one thing, just because, like, I want I don't know. I want my challengers to feel like they have a bunch of coaches, not just a bunch of challengers.
100%. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, show up and be a participant as a coach and as a challenger.
Yeah.
In the group. So I think that if you're a coach and you're jumping in on this train, even if you don't have challengers to add in at that month, it's still going to keep you in the groove of coaching and the energy of the community, right? So I think it's important that you don't fall to the wayside and kind of give up on that part of it just because. Do you know what I mean? I think, make the commitment and jump into it, and this is just what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? So I like that, Riley. That's a really good point.
I think this group will help with that too, because if you feel like, oh my God, like I'm not getting anybody this month, like you still have a place where you are coaching. And so that would give me more motivation to get challengers and to work my business, because there is a place where I am considered a coach.
Mm-hmm. And I think too that and you can advertise about it and talk about it and post about it and all that sort of stuff. And also it doesn't leave anybody out on the team. Do you know what I mean? Like when you sign up as a coach and then all of a sudden you're trying to run a group and then it's not going so well. And then you're just like, whatever, F it, right? It's like, nope, come on into our circle. This is what we're going to do. And we're going to do it together.
And I think that's why a lot of coaches leave, is because they're like, well, my group's not like yours. Or like, they think that they only have 2 challengers and no one's posting. And they're like, well, this isn't fun.
My first group had 3 challengers.
Pardon?
Literally my first group ever had 3 challengers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think yours had like 4. I was in it.
Yeah. I was like, screw this. I'm still doing it.
I still post it every day.
Exactly. Riley coach.
Okay.
Oh man,
it's great though, because we won't have to message each other and be like, I just posted my challenge to make it look like something's going on.
Seriously.
Yeah,
that is a big difference, because like literally I remember when I started coaching and I was like, it kind of put a fire under my ass though, because I was like, I have to sell 3 challenge packs, otherwise my group is going to be me and this one other person.
Oh gosh. It'll be good. I think it'll be good. Okay, this is good. I'm excited about this. All right, well, if anybody doesn't have any other questions, then I'll let you guys go. Good? No questions? Awesome. Okay, well, Team Paige, if you guys have any questions about any of this, I do want to put it out there. I am going to be hosting a call with Shauna tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Shauna, I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to put it out to everybody, any of the new coaches, that if they want to jump on this call, we'll post the Zoom link and we can kind of do the kind of getting started right call all together. Is that cool? Awesome. Okay, so other than that, I'll get the group open like tomorrow so that we can get the prep all underway for it, okay? Sound good? All right, thank you, ladies, for joining me tonight. I will have the recording up tomorrow. We'll chat to you later.